Dave and I, Dave's got to go to the DMV today, and I've got to go to the dentist. Who wins?
You pick.
What's it?
Wow. Who's got the better day?
Holy cow.
Who's got it?
You want to get shot or stabbed?
Man, DMV versus dentist. That's tough, isn't it?
Is this a standard visit?
For me, yes, it's a cleaning. So what did I start doing 3 days ago?
Flossing.
That's right. I started flossing. I think I've got all the blood out.
She's going to scrape you.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, heavy bleeder as of 3 days ago.
Okay.
Plus, I didn't know that I had to go until I got the text saying, don't forget, Tuesday you have a dentist appointment. And I was out of town at the beach, and I had to go and buy floss.
Yeah, those texts are both helpful and alarming.
Yes. Like, oh, my God.
3 days.
It's Tuesday? Yeah.
Well, you probably booked it back in March.
Of course.
So, 6 months ago.
That's exactly right. And I just read today, you may have known this, Dave, that the practice of brushing your teeth every day, I just read this factoid, did not start until after World War II. The soldiers went off to Europe or wherever and started brushing their teeth there to keep clean and brought the habit back with them. World War II.
That makes no sense to me.
I can't.
What did we do? Use a cloth?
Yeah.
Or just not. Once a week you use a cloth? Or I don't know. But the toothbrush.
I never thought about that.
I felt like the toothbrush was invented 200 years ago.
Shortly after fire?
Yes.
Well, I thought those were around with when you go into museums, you see these are people's somebody's toothbrush, Thomas Jefferson's toothbrush,
Right? Yeah.
or Abraham Lincoln's toothbrush,
or maybe they just didn't brush them every day. This is a daily brushing once the soldiers came back from World War II.
Well, a lot of people didn't have teeth too back then.
Yeah, they'd fall out.
They just fall out.
That's God. I know,
And you gum it.
Isn't that crazy?
Dave, did you get a close shave for your DMV pick?
No, didn't even come close.
Not even lightly?
No, not even lightly with an electric.
No. Just get in there.
I don't
Look all
care.
shadowy?
Just be what you are.
Yeah, I figure the way things are going, the less I look like me, the better.
Exactly.
I pose drunk because I drive drunk.
That's right. Speaking of the way things are going now, we chronicled this yesterday because we were on vacation when it happened. Joe Biden, tough debate. Now,
The family has advised Uncle Joe to stay the course.
Stay the course.
One bad night.
Dr. Jill Biden says he had a cold. It was one bad night. What do you want? That's it. Okay.
Do you think there was one family member who was like, I don't know, but he had to go along with it?
Not so sure.
Some nephew, great nephew, probably.
Yeah, I think so. Well,
Papa? Yeah.
well, now we have.
Why is Papa frozen? He's not frozen. It's a split screen.
That's how it is.
Man, the more you see of it, too, you're just like, oh, it's just cringy. I mean,
It's just cringe.
It's terrible. It really is.
I read some interesting in-depth stuff about if you've had aging elderly people, you know how basically 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. is the good time. Well, there is a lot of his staff apparently that did not realize how bad he was because they were only allowed to see him
Because he's in bed.
from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Interesting.
They're called sundowners.
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
And
we've heard that for decades.
years.
And that's why the debate was so bad. And yet the next day he seemed fine at a rally because it was in the middle of the day.
And he had a prompter.
Yeah. But they're saying
He has
sources,
energy
and you know
during
it's always
daylight.
sources.
Yeah.
But like half of his staff apparently is very upset by, they felt like they were kept in the dark.
That they didn't realize.
Yes, because they only got him in the good parts of the day.
Well, I did hear that like people started pointing fingers at the staff, like you didn't prepare him well enough for the.
The Biden family is unhappy with some of the staff.
Yeah.
And some of them are now on the hot seat.
So now are the staff saying, "Well, we didn't know how bad he was."
He
Exactly.
was in Camp David for a week practicing.
Yeah, and I told you he delayed his bedtime until later.
I mean,
It's like
all
some
of this.
people do to beat jet lag.
Yeah. Well, after the debate, we now have video of Dr. Jill Biden in front of a crowd after the debate. He held
This is moments after.
Yes, and Dr. Jill Biden, his wife, said, "Oh my God, this went so well."
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
Pretty well.
He mopped the floor with your husband.
Cookies for Joe.
He won re-election.
Joe, you answered every single
That
question.
was good. All right, back to the home.
Don't you say that to a pre-K kid?
Yes.
You answered every question.
Oh my God.
Dave has to answer every question of the DMV.
I do.
right.
I got to get 7 out of 10.
Way to go, Dave.
That's what I'll say. Listen, remind me after Put Up or Shut Up Day, I'll say to Chris Depp, you answered every single
Yes.
You got them all wrong.
With facts.
You answered them.
And what did the player do?
lose. Lie. Good point by Biggie. He did very, very well at that.
Yeah.
On fire.
I like how she got through to the audience. They really didn't know what to say. You can hear the pause of, what did Trump do? A lot better. What do you want me to say here?
One.
God, I know. Oh, my goodness. Now,
He couldn't believe his luck.
Trump, you see his face like, oh, my God,
Yeah.
he's horrible. He does,
I did-
he's horrible.
I did see one story that, who could have predicted going into the debate that the story of the debate would not be anything Donald Trump did
I know.
or didn't do?
He just sort of stayed.
It's all Biden.
And Donald Trump, it was set up for him to go nuts because it was Jake Tapper and Dana Bash from CNN, who he hates, and he didn't. He just stayed the course. Unbelievable. That never happened.
And he walked out. He just truly, he walked out, did his part,
Yeah.
and then he just left. He walked away, didn't say anything to anybody. He just turned and left.
Well, I think he was smart because he realizes, the whole story is going to be about the other guy. And
Biden had to pull out the night nurse to get him off the stage.
That's right. I thought, he couldn't get
This
off.
way, sir.
He couldn't
This
get off
way.
the stage. And then Trump,
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
line of the night. And Biden can't even say anything to that because his microphone's turned off,
Yeah.
What? Now, the next debate, I will be interested to see.
Well,
I don't.
I don't know. I think
If I were Biden, I'd say,
I think that cold's coming back.
yeah.
I'd cancel it.
I would too. I would if I were Biden. I think I'd cancel that debate.
He
Or-
asked for him.
I
It's a
know.
bad look.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Biden campaign line is it was one bad night, 190-minute
Right.
aberration,
He's got
to go.
Well, I'd say let's schedule it like 1 o'clock.
Or Saturday at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Let's do it in L.A.
Yes.
6
Yes.
Pacific time.
That is very important. The other thing, another update to yesterday's story. Hawk Tuah girl has sat down for an interview now. Biggie's all over this. So's Dave. We're all over it. We've been covering this. Like a hawk on a rabbit.
It's embarrassing
Leave her
for
alone.
all of you.
Leave her alone, Demm.
She, at first, and this is how the internet works, I guess. At first, it was like, who is this girl? Oh, she's a bartender. I was like, oh, no, she's a teacher. And, oh, she's this or that.
Because fake stories about her bubbled up almost instantly.
Immediately.
She was so,
Mm-hmm.
her bosses were so mad at her for doing Hawk Tuah, they fired her. Never happened.
No, that's
That
right.
never happened.
She works, and she explained this in an interview.
I deleted all my social media like 6 months ago due to like personal reasons. I never really got on it or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
But I was long gone before that.
Oh, so you were already gone from social
Oh,
media.
God. I worked in a spring factory. I'm not a school teacher
That was my next question. So you weren't a teacher.
or a bartender.
So I've heard rumors that your dad is a preacher.
My father is so far from a preacher. It's crazy. Like none of it's true at all.
A little more on Hawk Tuah girl.
Who got the interview?
Was it a podcast, Biggie? I think
It was. It's one of Barstool Sports.
Oh, yeah.
It's their big female-led podcast. I forget the name now.
And
Not to call her daddy?
No, that's done. But there's this is one of the spin-off of that.
Okay.
she's moving to California now. Hawk Tuah girl, you said.
Yeah, she apparently already has a manager, and she plans to move to L.A. and capitalize on the fame. But I don't know what.
Well, you said she missed her moment, perhaps.
What's
but-
her
think-
skill
yeah.
set?
Well, that's just it.
Well, I think we know one thing she can do.
Yeah, she gives good tips.
I do know one.
Well, okay, then if you're Dr. Pepper, you're not going to hire her to Hawk Tuah your bottle.
yeah.
If you're McDonald's, she's not going to Hawk Tuah a Happy Meal.
How do females feel about her? Because I haven't seen a lot of comments from females about how they feel
That's a
about
good
Just
question.
nasty
about
guys.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, it's
guys.
us guys
Yeah.
sitting around like,
right,
right,
yeah.
all right.
And I did see yesterday she kind of played the, I'm getting a lot of creepy messages, and well, like, of course, yeah.
You, and you.
Well,
I'm a fan.
Or send a message.
I'm not weird.
do you think a year from now it's going to be like, remember Hawk Tuah girl, or is she going to be a little something where she's on the radar, It's hard to say.
If I had to guess, I would bet on she'd be just a blip.
Just a blip for a couple of weeks, and then she's
But
gone.
the internet has funny ways of dealing with people. They may find some obscure thing for her to do that could be a hit for her. Who
If
knows?
you're
You're right,
and
they
I-
could.
If you're her manager, I mean, you're right. Dr. Pepper's not going to hire her or McDonald's, but line of clothing, line something,
Maybe.
something. Is that what you do? Or
What other products does one spit on?
A lot of things at Adam and Eve.
Yes, she could work for Adams and Eve.
She could do that.
She could sell lube.
But that doesn't sound like what she wants to do.
Could the Atlanta Hawks? Hawk, okay, Hawk Tuah. Have Hawk Tuah night, you know.
I guess.
But they're family friendly.
Yeah, the NBA is family friendly.
The kids, you know, you got them
yeah,
out
I
there.
don't. I feel like this is it for her.
You do.
Yeah,
You don't feel like-
I don't. I mean, she's only 21, so who knows?
But like that girl who told Dr. Phil, who was a wretched life.
Oh, cash me outside.
Catch me outside. Catch me outside. And she became huge.
True.
Internet fame.
She became a rapper, though.
She became a rapper.
Yeah.
And she ended up on OnlyFans.
And she's on OF.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
She
now
was
there.
one of the originals.
Now, Hawk Tuah girl could do some OnlyFans work. You know.
Yeah.
But she could have done that all along. Well, she has. I guess
But
she would have
now,
more followers.
now she, if she said today,
Now
go
she
to
has notoriety.
Absolutely. So today,
helps.
people would go to her. I think that's probably the route she'll wind up going. The other, another update. We mentioned that Dave wasn't here during the NHL draft. The Montreal Canadiens came up for their pick. I believe they had the 5th pick overall. First, the gentleman came out and said, good evening in French. By the way, you'll like this, Dave, the reaction of the crowd there in Las Vegas to the...
Bonsoir, Las Vegas.
Perfect.
Boo.
Right on key.
Talk American.
Boo. Bonsoir, Las Vegas.
Gotcha, bonsoir.
What did he say?
What? Bonsoir, this.
Right. So he announces, mic drop moment here. Guess who's making our pick for us?
To make our 2024 first selection, I'm pleased to invite on stage our #1 fan, the one and only Celine Dion.
Yeah. Something to
Celine.
Then she made the pick, and she looked great doing it, by the way. Celine Dion came out, went to the podium, and did it in a manner that was, she really knows how to play the crowd. Very dramatic.
With the 5th overall selection in the 2024 NHL draft, the Montreal Canadiens are proud to select Ivan Demidov.
There it is.
Most dramatic draft announcement of all time.
There it is.
That's how you do it.
There it is.
Well, she knows how to do it.
So we aired that yesterday, and a P1 listener said, beg to differ. I'm from Philadelphia, and the Flyers pick was better. They had famed ring announcer Michael Buffer do their pick. So Michael,
we have the audio?
We have the audio. A few picks later, about 15 picks later.
With the 13th pick in the first round, the city of brotherly love welcomes the Philadelphia Flyers selection, weighing in officially at 187 pounds, standing tall at 5 feet 11, from the Guelph Storm, he is Chad Luchenko!
That was excellent.
Yes, Michael Buffer.
Did he do his let's get it ready?
He did, but we can't air that.
Oh, that's right, because he's a ponce.
Correct. Yeah. I had to edit that out. He did, let's get ready to rumble, but if you play him doing it, he will know. I don't know how he knows, but he knows.
And he will come here with a bill.
For $1 billion. And we don't have it.
Yeah.
We're not going to pay him that.
So they both have their
I thought they were good.
Their skill sets.
Yeah, you know, Buffer has one speed. I mean, you know what you're going to get with Buffer.
Yeah.
And you know what Dave said, and we're behind because we were on vacation last week, but Dave said, what about this British girl, this little girl who's all over the internet? She may be the best of all of them.
Oh, ice creams?
Ice creams. She paid too much for ice cream in her mind. I guess inflation's not just hit the United States.
No, it's worldwide. And I think I'm late to this. They're ice cream twins.
Are there two of them?
Yeah, she's got a twin sister.
I didn't know that.
And I think this came out a few months ago. I'm always late to the party.
Yeah,
but
I just heard about it last week while we were on vacation.
But it's a hilarious little girl. What is she? 7, 8?
She bought ice cream from.
Tried to.
She was going.
She wanted to.
From the ice cream man, an ice cream truck,
mm-hmm.
and he was still around. And she said, "Can you believe what they're charging for ice cream?"
Girls, what's just happened?
So there's an ice cream van there selling just 2 ice creams with 2 chewing gums in it.
Yeah.
For bloody £9 for 2 of them.
£9 for 2.
Yeah, £9. That is going to get nowhere. The one that comes on my street is either £1 a pee or £2. Like, he's going to get nowhere with that.
No, he ain't, is it?
No, he ain't.
That's well bad, isn't
Yeah,
it?
you should know. And he only does bloody card. Stood there with my cash. Bloody hell.
That's well bad, isn't it?
Bloody well bad. Yeah, bet he can hear me.
Yeah, but he can hear me. He's looking. He can hear.
Bloody card.
Yeah, but,
I had cash in
I
hand.
had cash, but all he takes is a card.
Bloody card? Yeah, I bet he can hear me. Fine.
Hilarious. Insurance off in place.
£9
Yeah.
for an ice cream. Yes, apparently it's very expensive.
Nothing like the British kids.
Oh, my
No,
God.
they're the best.
I mean, just obviously.
Well-spoken.
Yeah, and just like an adult, you know.
Brilliant.
How can that be that they're charging that much?
Cute as a button.
There's a, and I heard there was two of them, but one really took
Yeah, that was her little twin sister
Yeah,
behind her.
one took the lead. They wanted 2 ice cream cones. The other, this is overseas as well, news from other countries. Australia, Perth, a family went to an Italian restaurant, and while they were there, the mom's name is Michelle Lemon. She says, we ordered cranberry juice for our 2 daughters, Hannah and Olivia. The place is called Mickey's Italian Restaurant, just outside Perth. Cranberry juice came, and as usual, my daughters gulped it down, and then we found out not that they didn't have glasses of cranberry juice. They had citronella insect repellent. The glass was full of it. They had stored the insect repellent near where they store the juice in the fridge, I guess, and took it out, and somebody poured. I mean, it wasn't just like laced with it. It was poured into the glass. Pure citronella insect repellent.
It's poison in it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's poisonous. And
did the girls survive?
They did. They were okay. They only got, in fact, a sip before they spit it out.
Yeah.
This is the mom, and I believe the dad's on here talking about
The
it.
cranberry juice came. My daughters went to gulp it down, and they both spat the cranberry juice out and said it's poisoned.
It's like really disgusting, and like how you'd expect like insect repellent to taste like.
Felt like somebody had poured fire in your stomach, and I was scared that I was going to die. And it felt like you had pins and needles in your arms and legs.
They took him to the hospital and diluted it and gave them something to make them upchuck. And, and then everything was okay. The husband, the waiter said, "Is everything okay?" And the husband said, "No, everything is not okay." And they smelled it, of course, and realized. And so
you ordered the citronella.
Is this not what you ordered?
No, we ordered cranberry.
Now, the restaurant has said, we're aware of the situation.
I bet they are.
We are aware.
We have stopped pouring citronella cocktails.
What are they going to do about it?
We are aware of the situation.
I would hope that bartender or server, whoever poured, how glaring an error can that be?
Yeah. And they have not revealed how.
You guys worked in restaurants. I mean, sometimes, the cranberry juice might not be in an ocean spray bottle.
Right.
You might put it in another dispenser.
Yeah.
If the county board picks up on something like that, if they see that, they'll
shut you down.
They'll ream you a new one.
They should
for that. That is very dangerous.
For us, all of our cleaning supplies, poisonous stuff was back in the way back.
You have to keep it in a separate place.
I mean, way back, like in the garage area. You know, there's a room where it was.
Food is not near poisons,
and the drinks were on the far other. You're right. I mean, nowhere even close. And
the closest it comes might be where you wash dishes. Back
yeah.
usually
how incompetent was whoever poured the drink?
Very. But. Or is it in a?
Or they both just those clear gray
containers?
Those anonymous gray drink containers.
Yeah, that must have been what it was, because he had no idea, and he poured the glasses full. Not just. I thought they had like a little around the rim or something, but no, it was a full glass.
Maybe the jar just said C for citronella or C for
cranberry, and he put the wrong thing in it. So they're considering a lawsuit, but the kids are okay. They went to the hospital, and the kids are all right. And so I'm not sure. I guess our attorney, Lisa Lanier, who will be on with us tomorrow, by the way.
Well, it's not going to make the restaurant look good either way.
No. But I want to say again.
But no bugs. We got no bugs.
Hey. No mosquitoes.
There's not going to be any bugs next to that little girl all summer.
The mom said we didn't get a bite. I'm fine there.
She belches fire, though.
Yeah.
Burned her stomach.
A little talent. You hear what she said? Pins and needles on your arms and stuff, too. Yeah.